Hey guys, okay, so this should be a couple of videos in by now. But so as we kind of said in well, as I said in the first one, with the journey that we're going through at the moment, we kind of wanted to document it and I suppose more so for myself too, as it gets further along. But anyway, we've been trying for quite some time now, but about a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, about a week and a half ago, we found out that we're pregnant. So now we're on the positive part of it. I suppose initial thoughts of it too, like it couldn't really have felt any better either. It was a relief at the same time because we had been working at it for a little bit, but yeah, it was pretty exciting at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's not really too much to say at this point. I suppose the first week I was kind of a little bit nuts trying to organise everything and what we could. There's not really a lot that you can do at this point anyway because today we are 6 weeks, but we've booked in to see the potential midwife on Thursday, and I suppose that's where things will start to get a little bit more interesting, I guess. But yeah, so anyway, it'll be real brief, but I kind of thought that may be an interesting thing to put in here because we want to try and make this interesting for everyone as well as something to document for ourselves and for the future baby to see as well. But the perspective on Brendan's side, obviously, from some of the videos that I've done before, you guys know how I had been feeling, and obviously Brendan knows that through and through. But more so from his perspective on how he thinks that as a male you could support someone through that, as a couple. But so if you have any comments.
Yeah, I guess it's, I suppose it just comes down to being there for your partner and, that kind of goes unsaid, but it's sort of, I don't know, a big thing with Nikayla is we're big on information and all that sort of shit, so we kind of look right into everything and that type of thing, and sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes ignorance is bliss because it can kind of do your head in at the same time. One thing I probably would say though is that like do your research, like even if you're having issues or whatever the reason may be, there's like the doctor doesn't have to be the first call, fertility clinics and all that type of thing cost a lot of money, and if you kind of if you know what to sort of look for, you can find the information to go about a lot of that stuff yourself, yeah. Obviously be very careful with the information and how you apply it, but yeah, it can be done without sort of costing you tens of thousands of dollars and all that type of thing. I don't think there would be, I don't know, depending on how you go about it, I don't think there'd be much difference as far as stress goes, because I think there's going to be a certain element of stress until you get to the point where you have achieved your goal, regardless of what's happening.
It's one of the hardest parts about it though, because you almost get to a point where every month that you're expecting it to be negative again. Like I was surprised.
Yeah.
We waited almost a week until we did a test.
Because I made her. Because I said to her over and over again, I was like, no, you're not doing it today. It's like, okay, cool. It hasn't come today, and it's like, all right. Sweet. I was like, fuck. In my head, I was saying, oh, we're going to wait at least 5 or 6 days.
I think I got you down one day.
Then there's that kind of covers all the 24 hours of this and 36 hours of this and all the kind of to and fro both sides. Yeah. But it's like, it's just weird because you're just so fixated on it all the time. It's like you can't stop thinking about it. You start dreaming about it. It's like, fuck, you're gonna wake up and what's to go, what's happening, and that type of thing. So I don't know. I don't think there's an easy way to go about it. I think best advice would be to try not to stress about it, because it puts a lot of pressure on both of you, and even when it comes down to actually doing the work to make it happen, it's like man, it just can be really stressful when it has to all be so kind of so routine and so to the to the T and all that type of thing. But
And that's for people that like doing it often too.
yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
But what do you do? Like, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it'd almost be easier if it was just one of those situations where it just happened accidentally. But then, obviously that throws a spanner in the works as far as feelings associated with if it's a good thing or a bad thing or how you go about it, like.
We've kind of talked about that before too, but I think that little bit of time that it has taken us is a whole other appreciation. And there was no doubt in my mind when I saw that stick come up, I was so happy, and
it's a good feeling. But hats off to those people where it just kind of happens accidentally and they're just like, fuck, cool, let's just roll with it. Fuck, too much. But awesome. But yeah, I suppose, it's just a support thing. I don't know, like it's obviously I'm pretty happy about it all. Obviously there's a long way to go yet. Michaela's like pre-planning everything and writing up big lists of how much this shit's going to fucking cost me and how broke we're going to be from all of this stuff, and I'm like, can I just wait a little bit longer before I start freaking out about all that stuff? But it's all good, so yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, when I just kind of mainly wanted to talk about your side of it since you were here now. But in the next coming weeks, it's probably not going to be that exciting what's happening either. So I'll do within the video update. I'll talk about the different contraception methods and stuff like that too, like the that's not what I meant to say. But like the conceiving tools, so like the temp checkings and
the apps.
Yeah, the apps, the ovulation sticks, all that sort of stuff, and I'll kind of break down, because we did it all in the end, what ones we found worked the best, and also some of them were good, but I purely had to stop doing it because it was fixating every single day. Like the temp checks was one I'll talk about, but yeah, I suppose we'll look at that next time just for something else to talk about. But yeah,
there's a few basic tools that you can apply quite easily and quite successfully, and kind of get a good gauge of sort of what's happening and when it's happening, and sort of when's the best time when your windows of opportunity are there and all that type of thing. So
yeah, that took a little bit to get your head around at one point too, that there's actually a window.
Yeah,
it happens to people so often that you think that how do people time it perfectly? But yeah, it's uncanny.
It's even crazy when you think about people that obviously aren't trying to do that, and they're using contraception and that type of thing, and then it just happens. It's like, holy fuck! Like how did that happen? Like it must have just the timing must have just been fucking perfect. Like, but yeah, I suppose you don't know unless really, and yeah, sweet.
Yeah, okay, so we'll leave it for there now anyway. But yeah, we'll keep doing weekly updates anyway, so next week we will have just gone and seen the midwife. May just be me, but yeah. Cool, okay, bye.